But we got to start putting people back to work. Right now there's so many people on Section 8. You know what Section 8
Yep,
is?
absolutely.
Right now, I think it was brought up at that meeting the other night that they've closed them because, they closed taking any more applications because they got over 300 applications.
Yeah, there was already a pretty big backlog anyway, as
Yeah.
I recall, and now they have to kind of shut down that service, that being able to serve the people who need it most,
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's no jobs, so we need to get people back to work. If we get people back to work, there'll be less crime because a person that works a lot doesn't have to worry about, breaking into someone's house, if they are doing something to make them worthwhile of their life, by having a job, by providing, shelter and a vehicle for their family, if we put people back to work, maybe our jail cells wouldn't be so full.
Well, that's the thing is that just like with the education investment as well, the more you give people opportunity, the more they're going to be able to be self-sufficient, and which means they're not going to rely on human services so much. They're not going to swell our corrections budget because we have to put them up in the center up there or down south, and we don't have to worry about a lot of these things that are true cost centers, that really are a drain on our budget. Education and fire protection and all those things are very good things that actually pay off for us in the end. And if we invest more in that kind of stuff, it's like the whole reason that fire departments developed was to make sure that fires don't spread. It wasn't to save your house; it's to save your neighbors' houses. And so we figure that that's a valuable kind of thing to do, to invest in. And the same sort of thing with investing in jobs. I'm giving you a job, but I'm protecting everyone around you as well, and maybe making you more able to contribute your tax dollars then, so it reduces our tax base and reduces the services the state has to provide. The reason why human services are so expensive right now is because there are more people living under the poverty line and who don't have jobs. So that's exactly when you need to be giving more money to people to help them get out of that, and then everything else will kind of bubble up from that. So you're not going to get any argument with me. It's not pandering. It's just it's pure agreement. I don't know if any person really could argue with that.
No, I don't think they could. Right now we have some homeless people here in the St. Albans area, and I've tried to buy coffee for him and buy him something, and this particular guy, he's a nice guy, and he sleeps underneath the bridge. We have a Samaritan house, which is, thank God we do have places like that, Martha's Kitchen, to help feed those people because, in order to survive, you have to have food, you have to have, like a coffee or a hot chocolate, to stimulate your body, and thank God we do have those services to help those people.
Yeah.
Because when it's 20 below out, it's 20 below out in Vermont.
It's difficult to survive in that environment, And I think actually VHFA has been asked to come up with a 10-year plan to end homelessness, and I'd like to think, again, the richest country in the world, we could probably do it in less than 10 years, but you also have to be politically realistic, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But so they're supposed to have something in time for the next legislative session, and so I'll be looking forward to seeing that because actually, in particular, my wife has been a very big homeless advocate for a long time, and we've done some work in that area, and I think there's certainly a lot more we could be doing for people who are down on their luck, maybe have some issues with mental health or what have you. There's a lot of it's a complex issue. Again, it's not something that's going to be simple. That's why VHFA is taking several months to work on their report. But it is, again, to everybody's benefit, not just to help the guy who bought coffee, but it's helping all of us when we don't have to worry about someone who is going to have other associated problems and maybe take up other human services without contributing then to society like they can, and there's always going to be, hard luck cases that you can't really solve, but I think we can reduce that. We still have something like, Vermont obviously is small, a population compared to the rest of the country, but we still have dozens of veterans in Vermont who are homeless, and hundreds of families every year who are homeless or at risk of being homeless, for extended periods of time, and that is unconscionable that we have anybody who is in that position, as a great society.